What's up, guys? Your boy May Boom, and I am back for another video in Dragon Ball Daima. We're gonna continue with the weekly discussions with Dragon Ball Daima. I've been having a great time. There's just been so many things we've been wondering about. Characters turning into little kids again. You got past characters returning. You got transformations. Do those still happen? And today I just want to talk about a classic Dragon Ball character that a lot of people know about. Like, he's a legendary villain in the show. King Piccolo. King Piccolo. We're not talking about the new Piccolo. We talking about the original Piccolo, not Kami. King Piccolo. And I want to talk about Dragon Ball Daima needs to bring in King Piccolo into the show. That will make the show way more interesting, in my opinion. So let's get right into it. And in the Dragon Ball Daima trailer, we start off the trailer. Beautiful, great animation, all that stuff. The animation style, the art style is a little bit boring, like a little bit generic. I wish they would have went with a different new style or something like that. Now, it don't got to be the Broly art style, but it should be a little bit different. Just something different. It just went back to the Dragon Ball Super style a little bit. With a better animation, but it still went back to the Dragon Ball Super art style. And that art style is boring. But the tone of this show, it just seemed like it's just going to be happy all the time. Nothing dark. It don't feel like none of these scenes are gonna feel a little bit, oh my gosh, like somebody can die. These characters that we love can be killed off at any second. It does not feel that way. All of it just feels like it's happy. Goku and Vegeta get turned into little kids, and it just feels like, oh, it's a filler episode. It shouldn't feel like the filler episode. It should feel like, oh no, like this is horrible. It's crazy how you can do a different tone to something and you could get a whole different feeling from it. Imagine this was like a horror type thing. Like Goku and Vegeta are scared that they're turning into little kids. Like, what is going on? No, but when they turn to little kids, they was making silly faces, and all the other characters are like, whoa, like what's going on? They're making silly faces and stuff. It's like you can change the tone with just changing the music, changing the colors. It ain't gotta be the most boring, basic blue background in the sky. It could be red, a little bit red, darker colors. And it's just crazy how they just did not think of this stuff. So I think this show, Dragon Ball Daima, needs a darker tone. Bring in some darker colors, bring in darker music, make the characters afraid, because I feel like Dragon Ball has been missing that for a long time. The characters are always happy. In the Broly movie, even in Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, the tone, even when they was dealing with Broly, the most dark character in the Dragon Ball universe, they were like happy to fight him and stuff like that. And Paragus, he was so dark in the Dragon Ball Z version of the Broly movie, and Broly was so much darker in that movie. And it's like this movie is like, oh, we having a fun little fight to see who's stronger or whatever. And I was like, they're missing a good opportunity to change up the tone, because I miss those Dragon Ball Z, that feeling I used to get, like when it felt like, man, this is dark. Planet Namek, it felt like nobody was around. The heroes are by themselves. They're waiting on Goku to get there. Scary music all the time. The sky was all boring, dark. It was like a bland, dark, endless, endless sea of empty islands with dead Planet Namek people. The Namekians and Frieza was around killing all the Namekians and stuff, and Vegeta was around killing all the Namekians. It was a dark time, and they knew how to get the tone right. And the Ginyu Force was around. They were scary. And Zarbon Dodora, so many people around. It just felt so different. And it was like, man, I don't know what the heroes are going to do to beat these guys. But now it just feels like, oh, fun adventure. Oh, here we go. It felt like a filler story. The Dragon Ball Superhero movie felt like a filler story because they don't know how to do tones right, man. They do not know how to do tones right. The Tournament of Power, sometimes universes will be getting destroyed, and it was never even that dark. It was like, oh, goodbye. Oh man, we're dead. It was like they wasted a big opportunity to change up the tone. And I think this Dragon Ball Daima trailer just proves my point. It was way too happy. And King Piccolo, Dragon Ball during the time, that was one of the darkest. It's a dark time. There's a dark tone to a dark vibe. And I think King Piccolo didn't play that. And I think he will bring a darker tone to Dragon Ball Daima. So let's move on to the next thing. Piccolo's fall off. Piccolo, man. Do we remember when Piccolo used to be second to Goku? When Piccolo actually felt like, oh, this is Goku's sidekick. This is like a good sidekick too. It was like the Sasuke to Goku's Naruto. It was crazy. During the Saiyan Saga, it felt like this dude was a killer, but he was also a good guy at the same time. He felt like he could back you up. He was what Vegeta is not now, because even Vegeta fell off bad. Piccolo used to be like the cool Vegeta that was a good guy. Like GT Vegeta and end of Dragon Ball Z Vegeta. This Piccolo used to be like that, but over the years, he just become goofy, playing around with Pan and helping Gohan do chores, getting groceries and stuff like that. And they've just went way too far. Piccolo used to be the coolest character, and he's just a softie now. He's a soft character, and he's been weak for years. I remember in the Broly movie, he didn't even want to fight Broly, in my opinion, because he was scared of Broly. He was hiding on some random rock, and Vegeta and Goku would just go talk to him. He didn't do nothing. And in the superhero movie, he had some random green of orange transformation, just came out of nowhere. And I was like, man, this is what Piccolo's doing now. Piccolo used to be the coolest guy to get the coolest transformations and fight any of the bad guys. He used to just come swing up on anybody. He used to swing up on any villains. And that used to be my boy, but he had a huge fall off. So I think they gotta do something with Piccolo. Fix him up, please. Because he was that guy, man. And they gotta improve Piccolo. And the dark dad coming in and seeing what his son has become, I think that would be a great like storyline to like he has to tell Piccolo like, what are you doing? I used to like want to take over the world and you just become soft. And I just would love to see that storyline. Piccolo would have to get serious again. But let's move on to the next thing. It makes sense. This character, he's a retro character. That's the first thing. They just want to bring back all the retro characters now. So bring back him. He's one of the classic retro characters. Him and Goku's rivalry, how Goku flew up and like ran through his body and stuff. Pause. But he ran through his body and that's an iconic Dragon Ball moment. And then him like spitting out Piccolo and stuff like that. He has connections to Piccolo and Goku. Goku for sure. Him and Goku reuniting and stuff like that will be interesting. If him and Vegeta reuniting would be not reuniting, they never met each other. But him and Vegeta talking to each other, two villains, or a former villain and a villain talking to each other would be interesting. I love seeing villains talk to each other. And then just seeing him get stronger, they had to find an interesting way to make him stronger, but seeing King Piccolo become stronger and stuff would also be interesting. It could make sense. It could make sense because he was in the show this whole time, and I'm like, okay, that makes sense. But you can make it make sense. His connection to Goku and all of that could just be great. So let's talk about how I would do it. Dragon Balls. You bring him back with the Dragon Balls, and you find a way to make it to where he trains in the hyperbolic time chamber. It could be the hyperbolic time chamber. That's an easy way to get stronger in a couple of days. And he talks to Piccolo. Piccolo figure out like, man, maybe they can do like a story. He comes around the gang, pretends he's a good person. Maybe they give him a chance. Turns on Piccolo. Then him and Goku have a couple fights, and that's the end of the movie. I know I could do a better storyline, but it's just so much potential with King Piccolo, man. Classic villain. Could bring a darker tone to the show, and I would love to see it. But tell me how y'all feel about it. Do you want to see King Piccolo and Dragon Ball Daima? And I'll see y'all in the next video. Anime Boom, my peace.